among the peaks of the Rocky Mountains. We're in the beautiful city of Denver, Colorado. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with David Aldridge on our sideline. And the starting group for the Spurs. They've got Finley. Tony Parker is out there with Ginobili. Then there's Duncan. And it's Bowen in at the 4 slot. And for the Nuggets, J.R. Smith out there with Chauncey Billups. Then it's Anthony. Then there's Martin. For teams with a lot of new players, Greg, this time of year can be a real challenge.
Sure can. And just getting on the same page takes some time. And then you have to build that trust. Weathering the storms together will help you do that. Here you go.
And it's going to be the Spurs off the tip. Now here's Parker. Gets to the rim for 2. With the D all over him.
Boy, that was a thing of beauty by Parker.
Parker against Billups. With the floater. No good on that one. Excellent D there from Parker. Here's Bowen. Offline with his 3. Here's Anthony. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Yeah, just superb focus there from Melo, overpowering the D and still finishes.
Parker against Billups. Parker passes to Ginobili. The shot's good.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with the pass.
Billups attacking. Good D by Parker.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm. You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And, you know, you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
Here's Anthony after the made shot from Manu Ginobili. Smith for three. Sinks the triple.
And Smith loves pulling up from three. Never scared to fire when he's out beyond.
Parker with it. Phillips picks him up defensively. Duncan outside. Duncan drawing the double team. Parker with no one around. Offensive rebound, Spurs.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Phillips passes to Carmelo for the three. And again, Denver with the triple.
Oh, I like how Chauncey Billups looks to share the ball. He's a sturdy point guard with a great feel for when his guys are open.
Now, here's Parker. Here's Duncan. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got his third assist on the night.
That's simply an outstanding play, working the size mismatch right at the rim.
Parker against Billups. Kicks it to Smith. Outside, Martin. Shot clock at 5, and he gets the bucket.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
Parker passes to Duncan. And here is Parker. Out to the right wing. And Duncan with the basket on the assist by Parker.
Yeah, the assist by Parker, just brilliant. Really seeing his teammates out there.
Right side, Billups. And there's the pass to Smith. Back to Billups. Duncan with the block.
And that's part of his game. Love seeing Duncan just sky up there to reject shots. Does a great job of utilizing that wingspan along with his timing.
And we just got a second look there at the exceptional Mobile One block.
And making a statement right away, letting them know they won't get any easy ones when he's around.
Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Anthony can't hit.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Duncan kicks to Ginobili. The three-pointer, no good. It was the Nuggets, their last game, a loss to the Suns.
Yeah, tough game on the road. The guys you're defending, obviously comfortable shooting in their own building. You've got to find a way to break their rhythm.
Yeah, and it's not easy to do. Much easier said than done, but they're capable of making it happen. It just comes down, I think, to will and desire.
Absolutely. The prettiest play in basketball, executed to perfection.
I don't think you get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop.
Unless you're the team getting punched on. That would be the difference.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets. Here's Anthony. Last time out, he had 38 points. Tries from 16, and good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
Well, you got to respect the jump shot of Anthony because he's got the ultimate green light. And because of that freedom, he's a dangerous guy on the perimeter.
Duncan misses. The Nuggets have gone 6 of 10 from the field in this ballgame. And last year, Carmelo Anthony climbed into the top 10 all-time in scoring.
Well, I mean, he's a surefire Hall of Famer, and he may never get that NBA title, but you factor in college and international play, and there's no doubt he'll be in Springfield.
Here's Duncan. J.R. Smith making his last shot, and Tim Duncan gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
Now here's Billups. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. He kicks it to Smith. No good on the shot. Solid defense there from Ginobili. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Boy, the energy Ginobili plays with is actually unbelievable. He's a whirling dervish out there who is always doing something borderline spectacular.
That free throw good from Ginobili. Both free throws good from Ginobili.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Anthony, the pass to Martin. Over Bowen. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way.
Tell you what, fellas, he loves those mid-range jumpers. I mean, that's where he makes his money.
Parker inside. He's guarded by Billups. Spurs working the ball around now. 5 to shoot. Ginobili, that's for 2. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Denver leading by 3. In the corner, Billups with it. It's a hand on it. It's good on the putback.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they?
Yes, they can. They can't allow him to beat them to too many more of those.
Here's Anthony after the made shot from Manu Ginobili. Smith kicks to Billups. Outside Anthony. From deep. Rebounded by the Spurs. Last game matched up with the Magic. Tough loss there.
You guys, you just can't afford to give away points from the foul line. Not in the NBA. Teams are just too talented.
Yeah, and you know, to come up short at the line is frustrating because that's controllable and it's actually a free throw. So you feel like you leave loose change out there when you don't convert.
Here's Parker following the basket by Chauncey Billups. Parker left side. Rebounded by Anthony. Denver leading by 5. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And he gets it to go.
And when you give Parker room to work his magic down inside, he knows how to finish with style.
And the wide open shot from Billups. No good on the triple.
You know, he looks a little off kilter to me this quarter, still trying to find his rhythm.
Billups against Parker. Chalk up 2 there. And now just a 3-point Denver lead.
And the defense making its presence felt, but Parker just too creative when he gets down low. And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Here's Parker. Kenyon Martin making his last shot. Here's Bowen. Drills it from outside. Bowen's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
Parker with the steal. Here's Bowen. He's guarded by Billups. Parker looking around. It's good. This game is all even. Parker's got 9 points.
Man, he's having
time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. Big group substitution here for Denver. Anderson, he's checked in for Nene. McDyess comes in for Kenyon Martin. Dante Jones, he's checked in for Smith. And it's Carter in for Chauncey Billups. And again, Denver no good.
A little ambitious on that possession, trying to hit a shot in the face of that defensive pressure.
Here's Parker, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
And Parker, terrific at drawing the foul there. He's as good as anybody at initiating the contact.
The Spurs shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night. And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point.
Yeah, and Parker just puts so much pressure on your defense with his speed, and he's made a living out of doing that.
Mason, he checked in for Michael Finley. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And so it's Carter who brings the ball up for the Nuggets. He dishes it to Jones. Outside Anthony. Pass to Anderson. Can they get it? The shot, no good. So the Spurs will take it the other way. To the inside. Horry against Anderson. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. McDyess inside. Carter outside. And the rebound goes to Roger Mason.
You know, sometimes making it difficult for him to finish at the rim is all you can ask for from the defense.
Punch, counter punch.
A minute 20 left to play here in the first. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And the call will be against Tony Parker. That is his first foul of the game. McDyess passes to Anderson. Carter looking around. Pocket six over Thomas. Here's McDyess. And the rebound paying off as they pick up two on the second chance bucket right there.
Yeah, his strength and really that nose for the ball makes McDyess a huge contributor on the offensive glass. He cleans up a lot of his teammates' mistakes.
Kept alive, Horry. Banked in off the glass. And the Spurs lead by 4.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Carter against Parker. Lobs it up for Anthony. That one off the back iron and out. San Antonio leading by 4. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And that one's good. Parker.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Carter, the pass to Anthony. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession. So it's the Spurs now. Now Parker. Over Carter. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
And looking like Parker is in that zone.
And so it's San Antonio holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1/4 of action so far. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for San Antonio.
Guys, right from the start, it's been apparent they're determined to establish a presence in the paint.
Another thing they've been doing so far tonight is knocking down the jump shot.
The Nuggets trail by 8. So with Ginobili on the bench, here's how the floor looks for Greg Popovich. Parker out there with Hill. Then there's Ori. Then there's Mason. And it's Thomas in at the power forward.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the 3 spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside.
The Nuggets shooting their first foul shot of the night. Clark, you had excellent handles for a front court player. How much of a benefit is it for a big man to be comfortable with the dribble, with the ball in his hands?
I think it's so valuable. And now it's a dozen to a dozen big guys can put it on the ground. I mean, it used to be 2 out of a dozen guys you'd see 6, 8 or better that could really handle the ball in my day. But now it's commonplace, and it's a valuable skill. My late dad, emphasized that from the time I started playing organized basketball. Make sure you can go with the ball where you want to against pressure. If you can do that, then you'll always add value to your team as a big guy.
Here is Parker after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. Count it.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
And it's Carter penetrating. That's tipped. Ori against Anderson. Ori kicks to Parker. Pass to Thomas. Over Jones. That's good for Thomas on the assist by Parker. And now a 9-point Spurs lead. Carter outside. It's tipped. Stolen by Thomas. Here's Hill. Pass to Mason. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Mason's got the lead up to 11 now for San Antonio.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
For Denver, they have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line. That's good from Carter. Baddest ones checked in for San Antonio. So he gets them both. Here's Parker. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Orlando.
And don't forget about his assists. His playmaking was as good or better than his scoring.
Here's baddest one. 9-point game. Into the lane. Anthony with the block. They recover it. They retain possession. The Spurs have been solid at the line so far. 4 for 4. That free throw good from Thomas. And both free throws good for Thomas. Here is Carter. 11 points for him in that last game against the Suns in Phoenix.
And you know what? In that last game, he was also all over the place on defense, mucking up the passing lanes and getting all kinds of steals, too.
And the basket by Hill.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And so it's Anthony bringing it up for Denver. They trail by 14. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. From 12 feet out. And again, Denver no good.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
Now, here's Thomas. The pass, the baddest one. Just 5 to shoot. And here's Hill for 3. He can't get it to go. And it's Denver the other way. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
And just a little too lax with that possession, and it cost him.
And I tell you what, more brain-neutral plays like that one, and they'll have a hole deeper than the one they're already in.
J.R. Smith's checked in for Denver. Duncan, he's checked in for the Spurs. Ginobili comes in for Parker. Now, here is Hill. 14 points, their largest lead in the game. And he gets it back.
Nice job that time from Hill drawing the foul. His quick release is really hard to catch up with on defense.
This is his first free throw of the game. And the first one at the line is good.
And in my opinion, Hill is simply one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. While he's not that tall, he's got exceedingly long arms, and he does a great job using that length to dissuade passes and to challenge shots.
Martin's checked in for Anthony. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. To the middle to end the run. And the dunk by McDyess.
No one throws it down as hard as McDyess. He lives for those dunks, and he never passes up the chance to make a statement.
Now here's Ginobili. He's got 8. Inside. And the dunk by McDyess.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What, you mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas, I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more. Nice work by Duncan to lay into that defender.
Down low, here's McDyess. That one falls, coming off Carter's feet. McDyess has got 6 in the quarter.
Antonio McDyess, man, muscular and strong, has a knack for finishing through contact, and he's not afraid of anybody.
Now here is Hill. He has 7. He gets that one. Carter with it. Dishes it to Smith. Passes it to Jones. Now here is Carter. Over Hill, and it's Carter missing.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. First free throw is good.
You know, he didn't get to the line in that entire first quarter, but right now he's showing some aggressiveness out there.
A different look for Denver. Nene, he's checked in for McDyess. And Chauncey Billups has subbed in for Carter. San Antonio also making some changes. Bowen's checked in, and it's Finley in for Roger Mason. Both free throws good from Hill.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
One way to protect the lead, knock down those free throws, and 100% free throwing for the quarter, that's superb.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
The Nuggets trail by 16. Outside Billups. Here's Jones. And yes, a nice assist from Billups. Jones has got his first basket of the night.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
It's a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thank you, guys. We have seen today's athletes taking stands for social justice. All-Star Bradley Beal says we understand there will be a backlash, but we don't care about that. I'm a human being, a citizen, just like everybody else. I have family and friends still living in those environments, and I'm their voice. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you very much.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
It's stolen by Smith. To the left wing, here's Billups. Rebounded by Manu Ginobili.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Hill kicks to Ginobili. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. J.R. Smith picks one up for San Antonio. They haven't made a mistake at the line yet. 10 of 10.
Two shots.
That is good from Ginobili. And both free throws good for Ginobili. The Nuggets trail by 20. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
An easy 2 points on the layup. And that's now 6 points for Nene.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
The free throw drops for Duncan.
Yeah, the quiet intensity that Duncan brings, just incredible. He's a consistent force whose teammates really look up to.
Now here's Billups. Pass to Jones. Here's Smith. Rebounded by Bowen.
and a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass. I wouldn't say that's exactly his spot now. I mean, and you can see why.
And it's Martin missing. Spurs leading by 21 to the paint, and it's blocked. Hill against Billups. Jones the pass to Billups. Kicks to Smith. Shot clock at 6. Duncan with the block. To the middle. Here's Bowen. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got 3 assists in the game.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
The play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
Pass to Smith. Unloads. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one on Hill.
Well, I love the confidence that JR shoots the ball with, and on occasion now, he can shoot you in or out of games when he falls in love with that 3.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. And that one misses.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Yeah, I don't think it's an accident that aggressiveness correlates with playing better. So the aggressiveness is starting to pay off.
Horry's checked in for the Spurs. And he's good on the second. Here's San Antonio. They're on a 17-7 run. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Three trips to the line so far for him in this one.
Two.
The first one falls. Clark, between the draft and free agency and big mid-season trades, it feels like we rarely see the same team twice season to season.
Yeah, guys move around quite.
And both free throws good for Ginobili. The Nuggets shooting 41% from the field here in the second. Billups with the ball, picked up by Ginobili. Here's Smith. Second chance shot. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
The muscle Nene brings on both ends, man, he knows how to use it too. A guy you don't want to fool around with at all.
The Nuggets shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
And as a team, excellent a season ago, about 80% when they got to the line.
The first free throw is good. Denver making a switch here. Anthony's checked in. And he can't hit the second. San Antonio leading by 23. Spurs passing it around. Ginobili the pass to Duncan. Over Billups. Offensive rebound. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Horry's got his second bucket of the game to go. Billups dishes to Carmelo. Martin the pass to Billups. Six to shoot. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. And it's Smith missing.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench if he keeps shooting it like that. He has been putrid here this quarter.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Duncan.
You know, that's just sloppy basketball giving away a possession. No real reason for that turnover.
San Antonio making a switch here. Parker's checked in. Smith kicks to Billups. The pass to Carmelo. The kick out to Billups. Anthony trying to get open. And Chauncey Billups the bucket on the assist by Anthony. Anthony's got 4 assists now tonight. Parker against Anthony. Over to the left wing. It's stolen by Martin. 1:36 left in the first half. A 3-ball. The rebound by the Spurs. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. Next up in the docket, the Bucks following this one. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. The shot by Ori, no good. Denver's gone 1 of 4 from 3-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Here's Smith, and he converts the layup. Smith's got 8.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And so it's Ginobili bringing it up now for the San Antonio Spurs. Parker, and he banks in the layup.
And since the first quarter, we've seen them ease off on that long-range affair. And frankly, that's probably a good idea.
I know there's some teams out there that would prefer to just shoot their way out of a slump, but, you know, getting a few to drop from in close or inside the arc is often a good way to get your whole offense going. You know, he's been off tonight, off his game. At this point, he might want to focus on creating for others.
And how about the terrific use of the crossover there to just throw the defender off balance?
Now here's Billups. He has 5. Inside. Duncan with the block, and he recovers it. Here's Anthony, and another shot, and it's good on the layup. 18 points for him.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
Duncan with some nice D. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs holding a 22-point lead as the quarter wraps up. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and let's talk the first half. A stellar first half for Tony Parker. He had 21 points, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. It's been a clinic from Tony Parker.
And the way that he has helped out with the ball movement has been a difference maker early on.
And, you know, that's not a job they ask him to do very often, but in the first half, I thought he was in perfect sync with his teammates.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So on the floor for Denver, they've got Martin, J.R. Smith out there with Chauncey Billups. Then there's Nene, and it's Anthony in at the 3 spot. Passes it to Martin. Back to Anthony. Shot from 12. Rebound by Parker. Parker's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And the rejection by Smith. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. We have got to see that sensational mobile 1 block again.
And guys, that block could really help change the momentum of this game.
Finley the pass to Ginobili. Here's Duncan. Misses off the left iron. He's guarded by Finley. That one doesn't drop. And San Antonio will go the other way with it.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
Got to admire the focus now. Duncan is really good at overpowering the defense at times. I like seeing him get to work inside.
This is his second trip to the line in this one. Duncan no good on the free throw. Nuggets have gone 0 of 3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Here's Finley, fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
And this is why coaches talk about playing with pace. The scoreboard tells it all.
That really has been the difference. I mean, they've been the better team in transition.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And Finley brings a lot of athleticism to that position, can throw it down as well as stroke it from deep.
Outside Anthony. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. They give Michael Finley.
Yeah, just nice strength there and then just off with the shot.
Boy, with all the contact he drew there, that would have been a heck of a bucket. He nearly got it to go. Two.
And he makes the first.
And, you know, Carmelo Anthony is a special player, guys. A bulky, small forward with a quick trigger release, an elite scorer.
And Anthony drops them both. Spurs have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Pass to Duncan. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 6 assists here tonight.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
The Nuggets with another miss.
Boy, they need to pick it up here now. I mean, they're 0 of 4 coming out of the break.
Finley can't get it to go.
Well, I don't think he's performing up to his own expectations, but they still find themselves out in front.
Left side, Billups. Pass to Carmelo. Low block shot on the way. 3-pointer. And Chauncey Billups, good for 3. Billups has got 8.
Finally get one to drop after starting the half with 4 straight clanks. Parker
inside. He's guarded by Billups. Parker's shot is off. Nuggets have gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. Very slow start offensively. Billups passes to Carmelo. Left block shot on the way. Count it. And with that basket, he's now 9 of 15 from the floor.
And Melo is highly explosive, nailing shots left and right. The D has got to get it out of his hands.
Parker left side. No good off the back of the rim. The Nuggets shooting about 42% so far. Carmelo throws it down.
Carmelo Anthony imposing his will inside. Doesn't take any time, rising up for the dunk.
And now let's revisit that exceptional mobile one block.
Yeah, quick thinking pays off big. What a block.
Ginobili the pass to Bowen. And that time, also a missed shot.
You know, he's not a knockdown shooter from there, but when you're that uncovered, you almost are forced to take it.
It's stolen by Duncan. Parker outside. Duncan scanning the floor. And Duncan gets double teamed. Now the pass to Bowen. Releases. Again, the miss by the Spurs. The Nuggets trail by 20. There's the feed to Smith. And the rebound goes to Duncan. Duncan's got 6 rebounds in the game. And here is Ginobili. 16 points for him. Bowen. And a miss there on the triple. Now here's Billups. It's deflected, and they get it back. Just 5 on the clock. Smith for 3. And yes, a nice assist from Billups. Billups has got 4 assists in the game.
And this is the time they wanted to mount the rally and get back into it.
Exactly. I mean, it had to happen here in the third. Now they've got the run going, and I think they've got to keep it going now.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
You know, trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, they had to do something, anything to stop this run. You can't just let it go on any longer.
And the Nuggets with some changes. Antonio McDyess, he's checked in for Nene. Jones comes in for Smith. And it's Carter in for Chauncey Billups. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Baddest ones checked in for Duncan. Thomas comes in for Michael Finley. Mason, he checked in for Manu Ginobili. And George Hills subbed in for Parker. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on baddest one. That is his first foul of the game. Here's the Nuggets with the ball. It's a 12-2 run here. Good pace. Carter with it. He's picked up by Hill. Carter dished it to Martin. And finished off by Martin.
And how about the explosive leaping ability by Martin? A big-time dunker who enjoys getting this close to the basket.
Mason against Jones. And Hill has it in the corner. Over Martin. And the basket by Hill. Hill's got 13 points.
Gorgeous jumper from George Hill, even in the face of some stiff defense.
Carter down low. He's against Hill. Let's go. Excellent D there from Hill.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Passes it to Bowen. Thomas with the ball, defended by Carter. Lets it go from 11, and the basket is good. He has 6.
Bad matchup for the defense, no doubt about it. Doesn't have the height to influence the shot there. Never mind block it.
Carter, the pass to Carmelo. McDyess kicks to Carter. Anthony on the wing. Pass to McDyess. Thomas with the block, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thomas. Anderson, he's checked in for Martin. Shot from the inbound. Jones, no luck. Spurs leading by 19 points. Here's Bowen. He can't hit that time. Excellent D there from Anthony.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And it's Carter missing.
It's just been a brutal outing for him. He still hasn't managed to make a shot, and the team is struggling because of it.
Yeah, and how about the determination of Bowen defensively? He's active and always efficient with that corner tray ball.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Guys, their play close to the hoop has been great all game.
Yeah, but also give them credit for the layups they've had tonight after strong drives to the basket.
No good on the free throw. Horry's checked in for baddest one. So he comes up empty at the line. The Nuggets trail by 19. Anderson in the post, guarded by Mason. Anderson's shot is off. And it's Mason with the ball for San Antonio.
Come get it, come get it. Watch the pit. Go.
Pass to Hill.
Get through.
5 on the clock. And it's Denver with the rebound. Anthony's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Here's McDyess. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And night in and night out, McDyess provides a bunch of energy. He's an athletic big guy who does a little bit of everything for you. Those guys are hard to find, but always valued.
2 shots.
He misses the free throw. Good on the second free throw. San Antonio leading by 18. The three from Hill. It's hauled in by the Nuggets.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
And the pass to Carter. Here's Anthony. That one falls, coming off Carter's feed. Anthony's got 8 here in the quarter. San Antonio's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. And the basket by Thomas. And the Spurs lead by 18. Denver's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far.
Get there.
Outside Anthony, over Bowen, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on Bruce Bowen. He's made all 3 of his free throws so far. That free throw, no good. Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for the Spurs. And the second free throw, good. Spurs leading by 17. And the call will be against Dante Jones. That'll be his second foul of the game. Thomas passes to Ginobili. Over McDyess. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Ginobili's got 18 points in the game.
Yeah, and that mid-range game of Ginobili, so reliable. He is phenomenal at capitalizing from those spots on the floor.
Anthony taking his time here. Rebound, San Antonio. Hill's got his 5th rebound in this one. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Hill's experience on display there, doing a nice job handling the physical contact and drawing the foul.
So far, he's hit all of his shots at the foul line, going 4 for 4. And he knocks down the first one. Both free throws good from Hill. The Nuggets trailed by 21. Passes to McDyess. Over Thomas. Thomas with the block. Here's Bowen. Second shot opportunity. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. So far in the game, he's 0 of 2 at the line. And he can't get the first one. Smith checked in for the Nuggets. No good on the second free throw.
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
And it's out of bounds to the Nuggets as Denver retains possession. San Antonio making a switch here. Finley's checked in. Anthony right side. Carter with the 3. The shot off that time. Excellent D there from Hill.
And he just hasn't been able to make anything this quarter.
And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. And the Nuggets making a change here. Phillips is checked in. Here's Ginobili. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. The Nuggets trail by 21. Here's McDyess. Oh, that's blocked. Here's Finley. Carter pulls it in.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Stolen by Anderson. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
If you allow him to get that close, you deserve to get scored on.
1:31 left in the third quarter. Pass to Finley. It's Hill on the wing. Got a piece of it. Hill against Carter. 1:02 left to play here in the third. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Anderson. That one rolling around and rims out. And here's Thomas, who brings it up for San Antonio. They have a 19-point lead. And there's the call on Ginobili. That's his first foul.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
No problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
Nene, he's checked in for Denver. The Spurs also changing it up. Duncan comes in for Thomas, and Parker subbed in for George Hill. And he floats in for the easy two. Credit the assist on that one.
Look at the intensity of Nene, one of the strongest guys in the game, phenomenal at scoring the ball inside.
And Parker, here we go. Smith with the defensive effort. The Nuggets trail by 17. Lays it up and banks it in. And that's now 11 points for Nene.
And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
And so it's San Antonio riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Greg Popovich.
But don't stop the aggressiveness.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. On the court for San Antonio. Ori is out there with Duncan. Then it's Tony Parker. Then there's Ginobili. And it's Finley in at the small forward. Carter on the wing, covered by Parker. And it's Smith, top of the key. Over Ori. And it's Smith missing. Spurs leading by 15. It's blocked. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. Kenyon Martin, he's checked in for Anderson. Here's Finley. Ginobili outside. Six to shoot. Here's Duncan. Score the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting.
Boy, love the court awareness from Finley. Excellent at realizing when one of his guys is open.
Carter against Parker. In the corner, Smith with it. That three off the mark.
And even without that three ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Boy, an array of jump shots there and post moves as well from Duncan, who's a very efficient scorer.
Hey, yo, right here.
Covered by Duncan. Here's Martin, and finished off by Martin.
And able to pad his stats a little bit there on that play. The board
and the bucket.
And you know, Greg, that'll put him in the good graces of that coaching staff, too. My goodness.
Hard work on the offensive glass always does that. I mean, his fans will remember the dunk, but the coaches love the rebound.
The Nuggets trailed by 19. A chance here to get a quick injury report.
Thanks, Kevin. I just talked with the Nuggets head athletic trainer. He told me that he bruised his rib. He's got a pretty good mark there, and he is really feeling it. This is not how they wanted to begin the season, and it'll be interesting to see how much this hurts them. Kevin?
Thanks for the status report there, David. At least we now know, Greg, how he's doing.
Yeah, when you talk injury, the unknown factor is always a difficult thing to deal with.
And now looks like we've... Carmelo Anthony is checked in for the Nuggets. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Parker passes to Ginobili, and it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got assist number 8 now on the night. Nuggets have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Phillips kicks to Carter. Down low. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Phillips against Parker. Driving in. Here's Duncan. And the dunk by Duncan.
And Parker terrific in the pick and roll. Just creative in terms of getting his team good looks.
Pass to Carmelo. Lets it go from 14. No good on that one. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Duncan dishes to Parker. There's the pass to Ori. Here's Duncan. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
First one falls for him. Baddest one's checked in for Ori. He hits both from the stripe. And back in the day, Greg, Allen Iverson got criticized for devaluing practice. Now we've got healthy players sitting out of games. Has load management gone too far, you think?
Not a practice, but a game. We got guys missing games, Kevin. There's no doubt about it. But honestly, I'm really all for load management in this regard. If I owned a team and I had to invest $200 million in a player, I want to do everything I can to prolong my investment. And the reality is we've got our stars playing at unprecedented lifts at higher levels later in their careers. So I'm all for doing what we can to prolong the careers of our very best players.
Phillips against Parker. Now here's Phillips. He's covered closely. He kicks it to Carter. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over Oberto. Not enough on that one as it misses.
Not a whole lot going down for him at this point. He just can't buy a break.
Here's Parker. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Parker's got 23.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
And what's been impressive is that it's not been any one player. It's been a collective effort, contributions from everybody.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
Well, Greg, for those of us who have never played in the league, what's it like traveling all over the country over the course of a long regular season?
Come on, Kevin. I bet you had a nice J back in the day. But seriously, it's a whirlwind tour, man. Sometimes you don't even know what city you wake up in. And I can tell you there have been many times where I've gone back to the front desk complaining because my key didn't work, and only to find out I was using the wrong key.
That's good from Martin.
And Martin seems to have his game face on all the time. Plays with a lot of ferocity. A high-flying forward who gets after it on defense.
The Spurs making a switch here. Bowen's checked in. He hits one and misses one, each at the line. And here's Duncan. He'll bring it up for San Antonio. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Here's Finley. And they recover it. Duncan on the follow.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
And I think this timeout, guys, is where you draw up some plays that are guaranteed to create some high percentage shots.
For Denver, they've gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Okay, time now for an injury report. Now an update on J.R. Smith from David Aldridge. David, what'd you find out?
Thanks, Kevin. Well, I just talked with Denver's head athletic trainer. They checked out his foot, and it appears he may have sprained his toe on that play. He'll have to sit the rest of this one out, and it's unclear how much longer he'll be out afterwards. Evan?
Thanks for the status report there, David. At least we now know, Greg, how he's doing.
Yeah, when you talk injury, the unknown factor is always a difficult thing to deal with.
And, you know, for him, just watching his teammates unable to contribute, that's really a helpless feeling.
Here's Duncan, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. They get Kenyon Martin. And in this era of player empowerment, Clark, do you think star players have ever had more leverage than they do? And the first one drops. He's off on the second.
And he's made more of an effort here to put pressure on the defense in the second half and create some contact and free throw opportunities.
So hard, actually impossible to cut into the lead when you have a guy struggling this badly.
Ginobili against Anthony. Lays it up off the glass. Anthony's got 29.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes, they last days.
And he just elevates and powers in the one-hander.
Textbook.
I'm glad he didn't go overboard and try to do too much there.
Billups against Duncan. Billups passes to Carter. Outside Anthony. Shot clock at 6. Over Duncan. Duncan with the block. Passes it to Bowen. It's good.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
Anthony kicks to Martin. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Yep, that one goes in there. And that's 31 points for Carmelo Anthony.
And you know, he's really been one of the few bright spots for them, trying to will this team to victory.
Parker against Phillips. Pass to Ginobili. Beyond the arc. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. He's got 23.
And how about that lefty stroke there from Ginobili? It is a thing of beauty. He is dialed in from deep.
To the inside. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Clark, you know, road teams accustomed to hostile crowds, but it can go too far. No good on that one. He hits the second from the line. And it's Parker with the ball, bringing it up for the Spurs. Pass to Bonner. He takes it in, and it's blocked. And it's out of bounds to the Spurs as San Antonio retains possession. And the Nuggets making a change here. Hunter's checked in. Mason, he checked in for the Spurs. Here is Mason. The pass to baddest one. Clock at 6. Here's Udoka, defended by Jones. Udoka misses. Denver's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Jones looking for an opening. Atkins. No good on the 3. Spurs shooting at 51%. Really solid. Now Mason, the dish to Bonner. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
And he just punishes the D for falling asleep at the wheel.
A little disorganized that time, and the result, 2 points in the loudest way possible.
Guys, there has to be better rim protection than that, though. Not very good.
Here's Jones, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And one of the reasons why they're struggling and trailing right now is they have been reluctant to create any low post offense here in the second half.
That one misses for Jones. Clark, we know injury prevention is a huge aspect for teams, and it seems like training staffs hold a lot more weight than they did in the past.
I think you're exactly right, Kevin. No doubt about it, and for good reason. I mean, the medical staffs include doctors and trainers and physiotherapists and the like, and they really have enhanced what goes into preparing players for their seasons throughout their careers, and it's become more precise, it's better. Yet there are still going to be injuries, but the treatment and care players get now, I think, is platinum level across the league.
The first free throw is good. Antonio McDyess is checked in for Jones. And Duncan drops them both. Denver's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Deep 2 from Anthony. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Anthony's got 15 points here in the second half. Now here's Ginobili. He's covered by McDyess. Ginobili can't hit. The Nuggets shooting not great, 40% for the game. Takes it off the glass.
And that's the kind of move that will always pay off, even against tight defense like he was facing on that possession.
Here's Udoka. Ginobili looking around. Driving inside. Duncan, great positioning on the putback.
Well, you know, Duncan's too big and talented not to put a body on him, and he's always lurking around looking for offensive boards.
Phillips dishes to Carmelo. Kicks it to Martin. The Nuggets moving the ball around. Here's Anthony. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Anthony's got 35.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Spurs.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And it will be a fight. When you see an opponent that many times, it's inevitable that those games take on a little extra added meaning for the players.
And what a huge standout performance it was
for Tim Duncan.
Well, I love the force that he showed on defense, using all of his length to deny shots. He was their anchor tonight.
Good on the triple. Anthony's got 40 points.
It's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Now they're playing with urgency. They could have done it much earlier before the game was out of reach.
Duncan with the bucket. And the Spurs lead by 19.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yep, to have a stress-free win on the road, very satisfying. The fans are already headed for the exits.
Anthony, that's good.
And the defense can only do so much when Anthony is locked in. There's nothing you can do to stop that guy.
And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.